Good morning, everybody. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting video. The other day I announced that there would be an interview going up between myself and Cornelius Christopher, who, as many of you know, I have followed for over a year now. Loved his work. And I felt it would be, well, I felt I got dropped in the suggestion for people on his community that work with him to send in some questions to me, and thought it would be a fun idea for me to ask Cornelius and for him to ask consciousness the answers to anything, any question. So compiled all these together over weeks. I was very excited, and I thought this would be great, it'd be great. So the other day, as announced, I'd finished this hour and a half interview with him, and we had a great time and all was well, and I was like, he said he'd send it to me, the recording, and then I'd be able to put it up, etc. And then, so I was like, cool, tick, got that off my list for Christmas. And then that evening, or was it, I think it was the next evening, I had an email from him saying a very interesting development blossom. In that, consciousness multiple times had said to him that this interview wasn't to go online. I was like, excuse me? Not to Cornelius, but to consciousness. I'm like, say what? I couldn't understand it at all. And they said it was never meant to go online. And I was like, you know, I'm doing this video to be totally honest. As you know, I can't be anything else. I was like, you are having a fucking laugh, as my husband would have said. What was all that for, and why? Can it not go up online? What was wrong with it? I thought it would be beneficial and fun for many. And they said that it was always designed for me to speak with consciousness and for certain things to take place within that was necessary for me. You may be asking, like what? Indeed. So was I. But obviously Cornelius asked consciousness why this was so, and they said that they needed to, during that conversation, they needed to unblock some blocks that I have with White Cloud, which I do. For instance, like, I can never find out when he last lived because I've got a block about it, and what tribe he was in, got a block about it, things like that. Incidentally, and I'm sure it's all right to say, otherwise I wouldn't be saying it, I did ask, one of the questions I asked, a little personal one for me, was, when did White Cloud last reside on the planet? I thought it was the late 1500s. I'd been saying that because of some incident that happened ages ago. Not going to go into it. Thought it was the 1500s, couldn't ever get a tribe. And so I asked Cornelius, and straight away consciousness said it was in 1214. I think it was 1214 or 1218. Can't remember because I haven't got the video. And that he was in the Hopi tribe. And I asked if he was a chief, and they said no, he was to be a chief. He was the son of a chief. And he got killed by being trampled on by a horse. Like, oh, good Lord. Now, there we go. Didn't know that. That took me by surprise. So later on, after this thing of being told, no, we're not to put it up, another thing, my confusion was, if that's what happened to you, White Cloud, why do you come through to me as this great, this old, sort of grey-skinned, long-haired, sort of quite chubby, divine, let me say, you know, Native American? Why do you come like that if you died when you were young last one? And he said because that's what we agreed to do. That was the appearance we agreed for me to come through as. And I was like, oh well, suit yourself. All right. Because once in a live Zoom that I had with everybody, somebody asked why he had the accent, and so I asked White Cloud, and White Cloud said, you might have heard this, some of you, because it's people will find it very attractive. Like, oh, okay, very authentic then. But the thing is, that is the truth. That's what came through. So deal with it, Blossom Good Child. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, what difference does it make? The fact is, that White Cloud comes through the way he does, through me. I know that of him. I love him in that way, as do many. So there we go. That's that type of thing. There were a couple of other things which just not sort of, I don't know, just not, when I say not appropriate, but just not really. It was just about shifting to remove my blocks and sort of upgrading my vibration, and so that I get a deeper connection with White Cloud, which is lovely, all great. But I have to say, poor Cornelius, because when he wrote that to me, I was like, see, I'm just going to let all this flow, so forgive me, in order of appearance. The next morning, that was on Monday night, and then I had my choir to do, because we've got a gig next week. So I got on with that and everything, and I was like, afterwards, I was like, I'm so confused. I'm just so pissed off and confused. And I woke up the next morning, and grief arrived once again. Oh, happy, happy day. Haven't had a good grief day for couple of months maybe, I don't know. As people know who lose partners that are dear to them, this grief thing is a funny thing. So, well, not that funny actually. And I could feel it coming up for days that I had some stuff in there that needed to go bleh. So I woke up and the bleh came out. When I get in those days, when I have those times, I can't speak to anybody. I just I cancelled what I had going on that day. Just can't do it. I just go so inward and just want to be by myself and not have to make an effort to talk to anybody or whatever. So I was in one of those, and so I wrote to Cornelius saying, you know, still processing, please hold, beep, 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 and sent him a picture of an old operator online. Because I was trying to work it all out. Plus I was like, I've told everybody now I've done this interview, and now I've got to come online and say, it's not happening, you know, and tell them why. And is it a brilliant excuse? There were so many questions in there that I thought would be really valuable to other people. Clearly not. My point being about all this, so I had a dreadful day yesterday, really bad day. Plus, when I don't know about you, but when I've got something that I need to clear and sort out, I can't get on with the rest of my life until that is done. And like, right, moving on, Blossom. So I woke up this morning and I thought, I've got to sort this out. I've got to do this video saying the video isn't happening, the interview isn't happening. Because bear in mind, although many of you may not have known it was even going on, there are a lot of people on Cornelius's community, you know, 500, 600 or so people that were looking forward to it. No. And so I woke up this morning, I thought, you know, I've just got to do this video. So here I am doing it. My point being, I think, I 100% trust Cornelius and his gift. 100%. So therefore, I trust that this interview wasn't meant to go up for whatever reasons. And that sometimes I think we can trust something, but it doesn't necessarily mean we understand it. I don't fully understand it. I mean, why couldn't consciousness just have said, you know, Cornelius, no, I don't want to, you know, don't do all this question lark, don't get people to send questions in, you know, we just like a little chat with Blossom, if you wouldn't mind. Why couldn't they have just done that? Fact is, bless him, I haven't spoken to Cornelius yet. He did say to me, look, I'm available all day, Blossom, if you want to chat. But I was in my don't speak to anybody mood. So I haven't chatted with him yet, bless him, about my feelings on all this. But the fact is, so I have to let this go. There is no interview to be put out. I don't fully understand why, although I do know that there are greater reasons for it. I don't understand what those reasons are right now. But there's lots of things that have happened in my life that I don't understand, but I simply trust that it was meant to be that way. For reasons I may never know until I transition into consciousness myself. Because we are consciousness, we can get all those answers ourselves. We are just blocked by our programmings, loops, patterns, etc. You know, and we can't understand the bigger picture sometimes of so many things, So I'm done, really. That's it. That's the way it is. I'll put this video up, and you'll know why there is no interview going up. I can't. That's my truth. I don't understand anything more than that to say. I am hoping to do a video next week with White Cloud and the Federation as a little Christmas thing, so I will do that. Oh, hold on. I think White Cloud wants to come through. Okay, let's see what he's got to say about it, shall we? Here we go. A very warm welcome to each one. I am smiling that Blossom decided to do this. It is only very early in the morning, but she needed to get it done so it can clear from her energy and tick it off her list. My friends, Blossom is absolutely right. There are many things in your life that take place and you have no understanding of why they do not make sense to you. But they do make sense to a part of you that is on a higher level, a different understanding, and you will have agreed for whatever that is to take place in order for the reason to play itself out and have the correct outcomes, even though you feel it should have gone another way, a different way of expressing itself. It was the way at the time that consciousness could allow what needed to happen, as consciousness always says in these sessions with Cornelius Christopher. Do not allow, if you are so inclined, things that you maybe do not understand to get in your way, to annoy you, to make you feel downcast. Let them be, let them go, because it may not be the right time for you to understand the bigger reason, the bigger process of it. Blossom. Blossom is holding herself together. This is not White Cloud getting emotional. It is Blossom that is in here, because that was a truth for her that brought up the emotion of truth for her. Sometimes things just fall into place. In fact, I would correct that and say always things will just fall into place when they are meant to. Blossom's reason for wanting to do the interview was because she wants to bring more people to Cornelius's sessions because of the difference it has made in her life. Such a difference in her whole being, physically, definitely physically. She plays pickleball 6 hours in a week. She couldn't walk up a hill beforehand without her hips playing up. So many things physically that Blossom no longer has issues with due to these sessions of clearance of programming, clearance of old habits, clearance of blockages that may be emotional yet express themselves as physical. These sessions prove in front of your eyes magic and miracles. Blossom has seen it. I am there anyway to be part of that. Those who partake in those sessions and stay on afterwards to watch these magic and miracles happen before their eyes for others, and they stay there present to send their love and be part of that healing for that soul, they witness these changes. And that is why Blossom wanted to do this interview. That is why she was so upset that it didn't come about, because she thought it was a way to help other people to see what there is of value in these sessions. As it turns out, this is to be the way. Oh yes, Blossom is saying, fair enough. So, I am saying, if, as Blossom would say, you feel it may blow your blouse up, these expressions she comes out with, then give it a try. Go and try for yourself, see for yourself whether these sessions work for you, whether you choose to get on board or whether you choose not to. There is no pressure, there is no adamancy, if that is a word, about it. We are merely trying to help another soul. And as you know, Blossom feels so strongly that these sessions are a way to help oneself and to help others in return. That is all I need to say for this session. I will be popping in again at the session we do next week before Christmas with my ho 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 ho. My appearance that we chose to bring through suits very well the red Santa suit and the ho ho ho, and yet I do not adorn the beard. Many thanks, my friends, for your understanding. Many thanks. Good. Feel quite teary now. Hold it together, Blossom. Hold it together. So there we go. I will say also that one of the questions was, I asked how many lifetimes I'd had with White Cloud, and consciousness said that we incarnated together. So it couldn't really put a number on lifetimes because we were just incarnated together. Well, whatever that means. We'll just trust that, shall we? Even though we don't understand it. So, people, thank you for allowing me to indulge in this. It's something I needed to do this morning. It's something I needed to clear. And now I can move on quite jollily with other things I've got to do today. It's done, it's sorted. Who knows, in time, maybe bigger reasons will come out. But for now, that's the best I can do. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and have a great day. Have a great day. Cornelius Christopher, I will put his the link to his website in the description box. Give him a go. If it's not for you, it's not for you. We all walk our own paths. Just trying to lend a helping hand. All right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ho, ho, ho. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I can only speak my truth. I am. Bye-bye. And thanks, White Cloud. Good job.